we're live now. But welcome to another live with Seeing with Sam. If you are a returnee, happy to see you. If you are a newbie, welcome, welcome. As far as how it rolls, pretty much we just hang out. I do a few personalized readings, a few collective readings. And if you're not sure on how to get into the queue, it is both in the comments and in the body. All you have to do is decide if you want a 10-minute reading or a quick single card. 10 minutes are good for those needing more in-depth, detailed readings. Single card are great for inspiration, yes/no questions, trying to figure out even just a thread of where to go. And I know that with this retrograde, if it's been affecting you guys like me, wow, that point blank, just wow, because between emotions going every which way to Sunday and back again, and all sorts of crazy inspiration, which is odd for retrograde, if I'll be perfectly honest with you, compared to my previous retrogrades. Yeah, please leave in the comments how this retrograde is affecting you, because this is definitely a unusual one for me, for sure. But yeah, after you figure out if you want a 10 or a single card, sorry for the quick tangent, it's just been, like I said, an interesting retrograde. Then if you use CashApp or Venmo, grab that and send it to smcrigger, and then comment paid plus whether you use CashApp or Venmo in the chat, and that'll get us started. Actually, 2 shakes, because I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb. Last thing we need is for it to start bizzing in case someone decides, Mr. Wizard, I need a reading while we're here, because that would be awkward. Just a little bit. But as far as offerings tonight, the title does say live tarot and oracle, and we do have my handy dandy tarot deck that everybody seems to love. It's a Disney villain deck. If I have to give bad news, I'd rather give you guys a funny like Ursula. And towards the end, I do like to offer my Goddess Guidance deck for that you might want to do this evening. You need some Goddess Guidance advice on a certain for single card reads. And I also have my bamboo deck with me tonight. And how the bamboo works is a really good one if you've never had a reading before, or if you're not quite sure where you might be blocking yourself. I use my portion of a tarot deck for it to kind of get a map of your life, and then these guys help me figure out you. Oh, and also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, because I do offer daily single card readings, and these are every Wednesday at 6. So I'd hate for you to miss out. Nothing worse than going, oh, biscuit. And just a quick refresher for anyone, I'm sorry, I do not offer free cards. It's just not my thing, because, hey, I worked hard for my gifts. You wouldn't want a mechanic looking at your car for free if you've got an issue. You're going to expect to pay them a little bit, right? Same thing with your future. But until we get people in the queue, I do like to kind of fill this time with some collective readings. And just a quick heads up, unless we get busy, I will only be live until 6:30 my time, which is about half an hour from now. If we get busy, I'm happy to go until 7. And whoever threw in the like, thank you. Highly appreciate it. But as far as to get us started with our collectives until we have people in the queue, I'm actually kind of curious on, quite honestly, I know that everyone's so tired of hearing about the retrograde. I know that even to a degree, I'm even tired of it myself. Especially with how much it's been making me go. Like, I've actually had to work harder to control my ADD than I have in some time. Can't say that I've ever tried gin on purpose, anyway. Can't say that there weren't a few nights where it might have been mixed in with all the other things, because, hey, who didn't have that bender year when they were younger, right? But may I ask why the question of liking gin? Elliot. Because I have to say, that's a question that I don't think I've ever been asked that one. But while we're waiting on Elliot to answer about, though, why asking about gin question, because I'm not going to lie, I'm actually more of a Smirnoff and red wine vodka person myself. Tasty by itself or mixed in with something? Because, not ashamed to say, a bit of a mixer girl when I got the time and don't need to be responsible for at least 12 hours. But as far as this retrograde, let's see if there's not any way that we can find a way to make it just a tad easier on all of us. Well, that made life real easy real quick, because we actually have these three that came out face up for me and this guy that came up face down. So it looks like what's cooking for our retrograde is we're obviously looking at a lot of stuff going wonkadonkle with our personal relations. This is family, friends, romantic partners. We know that things are going kind of crazy because this retrograde was quite literally going to stir up some deep unresolved feels that just said, hey, it's time. But the nice thing is so long as you've got your ride or die buddy, this could be your best friend, even your romantic partner, a sibling, but someone that has been with you through thick and thin, looks at you as an equal, and more importantly, even when you're super prideful and don't want to listen to anybody, you listen to them. Listen to that person, because they're going to help you keep optimistic and upbeat through the next few weeks. No one likes retrograde. It's not fun, but it is what it is. But the thing is like I said, we had our mystery buddy. And with this card, don't freak out when you see it, okay? It's a reverse 9 of Cups. This is telling me that underneath it all, you're afraid that you're not going to resolve all the things that your mind is telling you to get squared out and accomplished. It's telling you that underneath it all, you think that things are not going to go as they should before the end of the retrograde. The thing is while this is a possibility, I will never, ever, ever, ever tell you that something is not a possibility other than something absolutely nuts. But here's what you should remember about this, okay? If this is your underlying fear, if this is the thing underneath it all that you are thinking is going to happen, then use that as your motivation. This right here is your motivation to resolve that family issue that is now really rearing its ugly head. This is the time to really sit down with your partner and have those difficult conversations, even with it being retrograde and things being miscommunicated. As long as you're both actually able to sit down with an open mind, this becomes less of a possibility. So while, yes, retrograde in Cancer is affecting our ability to really communicate with our people, because that is just the general order of Mercury retrograde, along with issues of communication, well, not communication, but travel, and also with our technology, this retrograde is going to be more about our emotions and those unresolved issues with those near and dear to us. And you may also be feeling a little psychologically overwhelmed because, let's face it, your emotions are stirred up every which way, and that is okay. What matters is that you don't focus on the possibility of everything going wrong. What matters is that you listen to this part right here. Listen to the ride or die buddy and try and stay optimistic, because it looks ugly, it looks gross, but that's not necessarily how it's going to end. And if any of that helped you guys out at all for your retrograde, please leave an extra like, because, hey, let's face it, we could all use a little bit of help and good news. Am I right? Whew, that was a lot of information in a very short amount of time. I don't know about you guys, but Oh, oh, and if you guys are dealing with this heat wave the same way that we are in Ohio, please remember to stay hydrated. No joke. Because I honestly can't tell you off the top of my head how many times Ohio actually hit over 100 degrees. It is not a usual normal thing. And while personally, for the most part, I'm actually enjoying it, which is, for some people, insane because my house does not have AC and my children intentionally left me for their aunts because of that. But seriously, though, whenever it comes to extreme temperatures, make sure that you're doing the things to stay okay, because while, yes, I can give you all the advice from the universe for a lot of your stuff, please keep in mind that you still have to take care of your meat suit. Because all my advice ain't going to do you no kind of good if you're dying from heat stroke. But we still have about 15 more minutes, so just a heads up if you're wanting a personalized reading to get in the queue sooner rather than later. And I'm thinking we're actually going to change over to my bamboo actually after we see if the universe has a message for anybody specifically. Because some of my readings aren't just collective. Sometimes I'll get a nudge like now that there's someone that has that needs a message, whether they come on during the live or whether they watch the replay. Sometimes there's a message out there for someone that they need to hear. They just aren't able to catch it right now. And someone is really die-hard living on that reverse Nine of Cups mindset. I don't know who you are, but my goodness, I don't know why you are so stinking worried when, quite honestly, it's probably... Okay. So I grabbed a random portion of my deck, and I got you now. A lot of it is internal fighting. So whoever this is that is having a lot of internal conflict with themselves as far as how to start that conversation with someone very, very close to them. Like, they are, on the inside, they're feeling like quite literally everything is going to shit in a handbasket. So let's see if my bamboo doesn't help you out a little bit here, because the feels I'm getting from that is, it's a little heartbreaking, if I'll be honest with you. And yes, I'm a sucker for a happy ending. Judge me all you want. I never totally grew out of the idea that everyone deserves a happy ending. So let's see what my bamboo can't help us out as far as helping you see a better conclusion. Not necessarily fixing whatever that relationship issue is, but giving you a better idea of how to move forward with it. Sorry, sweaty hands are making my cards a little difficult to grasp, especially when they have that nice slick coating. Okay, y'all saw that all jump up, right? So, let's see what we're cooking. It's a very wandsy person. So typically, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like on a regular basis you actually have communication problems, and I'm not judging, but I want to say that even when it's not retrograde, it's a little tricky for you to say your words. Not necessarily because they're not there, but self-expression is not your strong point. But ironically, I do love the fact that whoever this person is with a lot of internal conflict about a super personal relationship, I can't quite say for sure it's exactly romantic, but it is someone that is like, it would actually break your heart to lose that person. That's for sure. But now that I've got your sections of your life out for me to kind of help give you some better advice on handling this situation, Let's see what these add on to, and then we'll flip the camera so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Alrighty, well now, this is definitely getting real interesting real quick. Let's check it out and have you guys see what I'm seeing. Alright, so essentially this is what the bamboo reading looks like. I see your home and career up here, how you interact with others over here, which is why I was saying, yeah, you have some issues with self-expression. I see how you handle the things that make you feel alive, your passions, if you will, down here, and your emotions and spirituality over here. Now, as of right now, it definitely looks like, as far as your home and career life, while it's not super great, it's comfortable. I love the fact that as far as your home and career and how you're handling your physical resources, you're not struggling, but you're not exactly living the life of luxury. You're just kind of trucking along. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. As far as this person's spirituality, it definitely looks like, while you don't have the best opinion of yourself, you at least do let yourself, on a very, probably all too rare basis, celebrate some of your wins. And when you have to, you do make choices, but you do try to avoid them like the plague. But frequently you feel like you don't have any authority, like your voice is lost. And I'm not sure if a lot of it has to do with your internal issues right here with your relationship, but I want to say that it probably does, because down here on how you work with your passions and the things that make you feel alive, it looks like, quite honestly, you are always fighting with yourself and others as far as what you want to do. What is it that makes you just go, yes, I am more than just a side character in my own life? But it looks like also you have some troubles with honesty in your life, whether it's with you or somebody else. It looks like on an all too regular basis, you can't be fully yourself, and that's also kind of killing your ability to actually live the life you want. And in emotions and spirituality, I want to say that you've almost achieved your goals, but quite honestly, a lot of it, you're just not seeing the successes that you've earned, and you're probably questioning a lot of the position, which is causing the inability to finally achieve all of the things that you wanted to, and seeing that life is fabulous. And I want to say that a lot of it has to deal with your home and career life and how you work with your passions. Most specifically with how these two are almost making a direct line over here with that internal and external conflict on who do you want to be? What is your main thing that helps you exist as a main character in your own life, instead of just being a supporting character in everyone else's? And also up here, it's almost like, again, almost leading straight up to, from your socialization up to your comfort. It's almost like you're too complacent and you're almost stopping yourself, which is also causing you to have issues with feeling like you have a voice and authority in your own life. So whoever this is, it looks like the main things that really you need to start focusing and working on to make that internal conflict about feeling like your entire relationship with this super close person is not going to fall apart. It looks like you really got to work on your complacency in your current home and career life, but you also need to take a deeper look at your passions, the things that make you feel alive on the inside, and you know that you're on the right path. I can't quite say anything more specific for you, but if this was you, please feel free to get a hold of me sometime for a more personalized reading to help you get through this, because my goodness, I want to give you a hug and a cookie. Like, quite literally, it's time to decide how you want to live your life, because I feel like you're at least right around mid-30s, maybe a little older, and there's absolutely no reason to feel that lost and complacent in your own life. I mean, hey, if you're comfortable and you don't want to change anything, go right ahead. I cannot tell you how to live your life. But if you want to get rid of that constant internal conflict about your close relationships, it's time for some healing, and it's time to give yourself that tower moment where you get rid of the junk that doesn't need to be there and start building from the rubble. Because it will not be an easy task. It will not be any level of an easy transition. But I feel like the possibilities of feeling secure in your life, those are worth it. That feeling of security in your own personal life is always worth it. And whoever gave that second like, thank you. It's highly appreciated. And if that was you that I was doing that bamboo for, please. Okay? Do not stay in that position that you're in right now, because no one should be that miserable. The heat's bad enough for most normal people anyway. But we do have about 9 more minutes, so if anyone wants, I can at least get a couple of single cards in. Ugh. And for the meantime, let's get in that, at least the meditation card in, because let's face it, it's been a lot the last few days, and it's going to be a lot before it's done, because unfortunately we also have to deal with the post shadow for 2 weeks after retrograde is done. I believe July 29, if I recall my calendar correctly. And any little bit of extra help, why the bloody hell not? Am I right? So as far as an energy to embody or unblock to help you find your way through this insanity that we call our plane of existence. Oh, and real quick, in case you're one of those that, zero judgment, but in case you're one of those that gets a little nervous about getting a reading on a public platform like my lives, not an issue at all. Just jump over to my channel real quick. There's a link over there to get a hold of me for a private one-on-one. It'll be, if you're in the area near me, then we can meet up. If you are outside, don't worry, there's a backup plan called Google Meet and or Facebook chat. Okay. Well, I guess we have a few things to think on, because they all jumped out. All right, so we are going to be doing a lot of unblocking, my darlings. Let's start with what we need to unblock. Okay, so the first one we got is Lady Sulis. Her message is typically spend time near water such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. Ironically enough, this is telling me that quite literally you're not spending enough time near water. And I get it, not everyone has a way to get to a lake or a swimming hole or whatever. Instead of trying to rearrange your entire life, if it's not feasible to get to a swimming hole, a beach, whatever that may be near your area, I am not even kidding when I say, if you're able to unblock this energy and concentrate, a normal regular shower actually works beautifully. I cannot tell you how many times where I was dying to reconnect with a water elemental, and the only thing I had was just go into my shower. That was it. So if you're able to give yourself 10 minutes, I know that life is crazy, but instead of just going through the motions in your shower, try to have your mind open during that shower and see what inspiration pops out to help you resolve some of those emotions. Our other energy that we need to unblock is we have Lady Bast. Typically her message is your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. This is saying, stop trying to do it on your own. Stop it. Reach out and get help. I know that your pride is probably getting in the way because we're all raised in a current society where we are told we have to do it on our own. We're told that asking for help is weak. Get that out of your head. It doesn't take just a village to raise children. It takes a village to thrive. Whether you have a family or you're all by yourself, it takes other people to help us continue. We are social creatures. Stop trying to do it alone. And during that shower, actually, ask yourself, who are your ride or die people? Who are the people that you can go to and ask for advice and know that not only are they going to give solid advice, but they're going to hear more than just your words. They're going to hear the emotions underneath the words and help. And our last, for unblocking, before we get to what we're going to start embodying, is Lady Ishtar. Typically, her message is love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. It's time to unblock this as well, okay? Because you're dealing with enough right now. You are dealing with more than enough. And yes, you should ask your friends for help. And yes, you should absolutely help them. But realize you have limits. Recognize those limits. And if you have to apologize and say, hey, I am sorry, but I cannot, that is okay. Because if they are actually your ride or die people, if they are actually there for you, they will understand. Just make sure that you get back to them as soon as you recharge, okay? Because they can be there all day, every day, but you still have to return the favor. And last but absolutely not least, the reason why I kind of smiled a little bit earlier, Lady Ugnag. Her message: there's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So while you're trying to rush to resolve all those issues that are starting to pop in your head like popcorn, okay? While you're trying to rush and get through life as fast as you possibly can, what is the one thing that we all learn during retrograde season? Slow your roll, okay? Stop trying to rush. Stop trying to get through all the things. Stop trying to rush healing, life, everything. Slow down. Because good, bad, or indifferent, everything is going to happen when it's going to happen. That's just how life is. So us constantly trying to fast forward, get things accomplished now instead of 2 years when it's going to happen. Just let time flow and let things flow how they need to. I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying stop rushing. Because all that rushing is doing is causing you more stress, you more headaches, and more importantly, more imbalance that is unnecessary, which causes a bigger domino effect. So just realize it's okay to slow down. It's fine. While you're doing that meditation, just make sure that you're doing it near some water, realizing that yes, you do need people. Love yourself enough to know when you just can't anymore. And slow down. It's okay. From one Speedy Gonzalez to another. It's okay. I promise. But for those of you that were able to join me during this live, I highly appreciate you. If you're watching the replay later, hey, make sure you leave a comment and claim some of that energy, okay? But until next time, have a fabulous evening. Please make sure you stay hydrated, and I will see all of you later on.